Okay, this is basically a right-hand slap rule. The force is going up, as just copying that arrow, I guess, and the cross means that the current is going into the page. So the current going into the page is going to be your thumb, so that's going to be your thumb going in, and this is going to be your palm facing up. Obviously this is on your right hand. And that means that you'll find that your fingers should be pointing to this side over here, to the left. That means it's going to be north on that side, south on that side. Now that's one of those things you just have to make sure you practice with the hand to make sure you kind of get that right. The next question actually is worth a lot more than you would think. It's the force equals the magnetic field times the current times the length. Now I know that because it's asking me to calculate the force acting on it. That's here, I'm talking about question B. And there are a few important things to consider. Now, there is another question that you'll come across, F equals BQV, okay, at a later date. Now, the V stands for velocity, and that's a different question. So it's a force, but it's a different one. Now, the field strength we've been given, and that's going to be 0.450 Tesla. And the current we've also, I think we've been given, have we? Yes, 250 milliamps. Now that's 250 times 10 to the minus 3 amps. And realizing quite often in these questions, sometimes they'll get you to work out the current. You'll have the voltage somewhere and you'll have the resistance and you'll be able to work that out. And now it's going to be times the length. Now this is the tricky bit. Now the length is the length that the field is actually being cut. And so let's have a look. What are the measurements here? Each side of the coil in the field is 55 centimeters, so that's going to be 0.55 meters. So at the moment, when we consider that, that's for one loop only. So if we multiply those three together, we're going to get 0.061875 newtons. Now that's for one loop, but there's 1500 loops, so it's going to be 1500 times 0.061875 newtons, and that's going to equal 92.8125 newtons, which of course is a ridiculous number of significant figures, and that's going to end up being two significant figures, even though most of the question is like 3, but anyway, I'll just do it that one. 93 newtons is the force, and that's actually worth an excellent.